I can't stop it. I can't stop it. It just happens. I'm always scanning, looking.
Hello. How you doing?
It was an early morning stroll in Austin with a man who promised me I'd see something most folks would never notice.
Oh, look at that. We got one. Yes.
Where?
He's there.
Oh, right here?
Yes. Step back here.
This is one of the places he comes, and he'll perch up there a good part of the day.
Photographer Chris Ducharme had a feeling we'd see this peregrine falcon on his perch high up on the side of a building, giving this magnificent bird a commanding view of Lady Bird Lake.
He is a male peregrine falcon, and I've been watching him for 5 years. And the experts say 10 to 15 is sort of their normal lifespan.
So you've been photographing this one bird 5 years now?
5 years, right.
5 years coming to this same area, observing and photographing the same bird is not unusual at all for Chris. In fact, he's made a name for himself all over Austin just by simply looking to the sky for birds of prey.
This photograph was taken at the Texas Capitol. I'm on the north side of the building. Male was on top of the star, and the female was coming into land, and I caught him just as she landed on the tip of the star. So look at these zillions of photos, and there's no people in them. It's all birds.
It's all birds.
It's all birds. I mean, occasionally I take some pictures of people, but it's just birds. Just being at the right place at the right time.
These stunning photographs have been therapy of sorts for Chris. After losing his wife to cancer, his time is spent documenting the habits and hangouts of hawks, falcons, and eagles. Few, though, have captured his passion quite like red-tailed hawks at the state capitol building.
I guess I'm sort of a little crazy about this. Here again is right in front of the Capitol as the birds are flying around. Just happened to look out as it was passing through the flags.
These detailed close-up images allow him the privilege of getting to know these majestic birds. And it was through that long lens that Chris noticed a peregrine falcon nesting high above the University of Texas campus on the UT Tower itself. A highly unlikely scenario, since no peregrine had ever been documented nesting anywhere within hundreds of miles of Austin.
She's called the Tower Girl. She doesn't belong here. Record keeping in Texas, bird watching, they've never been documented anywhere outside of nesting outside of Big Bend, or the resident population.
She picked Austin.
And for some reason, nobody has ever documented. In fact, we did a report, turned it in, scientific journal. She's in the scientific journal, she's so unusual. She's been here 10 years. I photographed her 10 years ago in downtown Austin. I'm the one that documented her, gave her an identity. In fact, when I had these early pictures and I was giving them to the experts, and they wouldn't say no, but in the middle of summer, there's no peregrines here, Chris. I didn't know any better. I said, well,
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. And then finally I was able to put the connections together, and then they're like, way to go, man, you figured it out. And that's all of a sudden she became a special bird.
This nesting peregrine, who Chris identified, now has a live webcam, Facebook page, and a long list of followers and fans. They call her the Tower Girl, and it's now been 8 years that she's had a nest at UT.
Everybody's watching the Tower Girl. People have just gone bonkers. She's just a beautiful bird.
You must spend hours and hours on Photoshop touching these photos up.
No, every photo you've seen, every photo I've got, the only thing I do is crop and magnify.
That's it?
That's it. Nothing else. I've never altered my pictures, ever, never sharpened them, nothing. It's a lot of time to do all that. And to me, it's just the birds, take pictures of the birds.
Why are these birds so important to you?
Sorry. My late wife, she saw what I was doing, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just took photos, and I got this gear. I was totally clueless. I almost sold it all. I just wasn't doing very good, and I just kept after it, and was sort of not committed, but she finally said, Chris, you are a photographer. You don't take snaps, you don't take, pics. You are a photographer. Embrace it. And the birds, whatever you got going with the birds, I don't know what it is, but don't question it. Just follow this path. And here I am. If it wasn't for her, none of this would be here. And every day, every picture, she's with me.
You think of her?
Every day. She got me to this place where I found what I love to do. Every morning I wake up and all I think about is the birds.
At the level Chris Ducharme has reached with his photography, it's rare that you find someone not in it for the money. Nonetheless, almost every day, somewhere in Austin, a man with a long beard and a long lens cradles a heavy camera, always looking up, to catch the familiar sight of an old friend. And it's a sight that lifts his spirits and forever tugs at his heart.
How long do you think you'll be watching the birds and photographing the birds?
If I got somebody who's patient and can stick me in a wheelchair and drag me somewhere, I'll be a happy guy.
Looking for more stories like this one? Just hit the subscribe button for more great stories about Texas and Texans.